Hi friends, my name is Abhishek Dattagupta and today I'm going to share with you one more interesting Microsoft Teams hack. And this hack is going to show you how to effectively invite people into your Microsoft Teams meetings, especially when they're outside your organization. So let's get started. On my screen, as you can see, I already have my Microsoft Teams open and before I show you how to do this, let us talk about what would be the use case where you would need to invite another person from outside an organization. So let's say here on my calendar, I have an important meeting that is scheduled in just a few minutes. If I open this calendar, I see one of my colleagues, Akshay, already been invited for this meeting. What I see below is the Microsoft Team meeting link through which I will join the meeting. And before I do anything else, I realize that we need to invite another expert here. So the use case might be that together we are debugging some system and we want to resolve some issue in the system, and now we need the expert to join in and tell us and give us some more inputs on how to resolve it. But he is not part of our organization. He is part of some other third-party organization, and he does not have Microsoft Teams at his disposal. So typically in such situations, what happens is we have our own meeting going on, and then we have to kind of join that other meeting using the third party software that he has, and we have to kind of switch back and forth between the meetings, taking updates from there, giving updates here, and it requires a lot of effort from our side rather than putting effort on the issue at hand. So using Microsoft Teams, we'll see how we can seamlessly invite the third person also into the call who is not part of our automation. So for the purpose of our this training, I'm going to go ahead and invite myself using my Gmail ID. So let's say this is the external ID for the expert we are going to call. And as I type the email ID, I can see there is an invite option coming below. I click on it. So now the ID has been added in the to list. And if I click the send button, now the person will receive an invite. Let's see after sending this email whether the person has received an invite or not. So on my screen, you can now see my Gmail ID. As I talked to you before, I have already received this invite called important meeting invite. Okay, when is it scheduled? Okay, again, I have this link for Microsoft Teams. But as you know, I do not have Microsoft Teams on my systems. So we will see how I can now join this meeting. So before I join the meeting as an expert, let me as a host start the meeting. So let's say it's almost time and I want to start off with a meeting. I click on the join now button. So now that I have clicked on the join now button, I'm still waiting for other people to join. And while I'm waiting, at the same time, the expert who has received the request, he also tries to join into the meeting. So what he'll do is he'll click on this link and okay, he gets the option of open Microsoft Teams. We know that he doesn't have Microsoft Teams on his system, so I click cancel. So the second option is okay, I can go ahead and download the Microsoft Teams. But of course, if you download it, then you need to set it up and then log in, so it takes some time. I don't want to do that. So I will go with the third option, join on the web instead. And this looks interesting. Let's try this out. So if I click on this option, what will happen is Microsoft Teams will allow me to join directly via the browser. So let's give this some name. I can go with the default and click on join now button. As I click on this join now button, So we can see this option on the top, which tells that the people in the meeting currently now know that you are waiting. So I am the host. I go back to the meeting, and now I see that okay, the expert one is trying to join the meeting. So I have this option of admitting him into the meeting, or I can also deny the person join the meeting if there is some particular discussion that is ongoing. So in this particular case, I want to invite him into the meeting. So I will click on this tick mark, and just like that, the guest is part of the meeting now. Meeting now. So I can close this. So you saw one way how a third party person who's not part of the organization can join the meeting and attend the meeting. Let's say we are already in the meeting, like I'm already in the meeting, and we now realize that we want to invite somebody from outside our organization. What we can do is, if I click on these three dots, I see this option of show meeting notes. Just click on this. Uh, Not show meeting, no, show meeting details. I click on the show meeting details, and there I see all the details of the meeting. Below I see a link that is available to me, and I know the other person whom I want to invite. So what I do is I right click on this link and click and copy link and share this link with the person whom I want to invite. And here again, using the link, the person can join the call who is not part of the organization. So let's say I'm the expert outside the organization. I've got this link and opening this link from the browser. So now I get this option of okay, open Microsoft Teams, but I don't have Microsoft Teams in my system. So I click cancel. So I get two options again: download the Windows app. Yes, I can go ahead and download it, but it will again take some time. So I want to skip this part. I just want to directly go into the system and join the meeting. So here I can use this option called continue on this browser. I click on this link, and now it will allow me to join into the meeting. I click join now. Again, it will intimidate the host saying that, okay, there is one expert who wants to join. Are you wanting to admit him? Click admit. Okay. Now the guest is part of the meeting, right? So we saw two ways how we can invite people into our meetings. One is directly sending them an invite, and the other option is to just randomly on the fly realizing that okay, somebody needs to come into the meeting and sending them an invite and bringing them into the meeting at real time. The cool part about this is they did not have to install the Microsoft Teams to join the meeting. So if you like this Microsoft Teams hack, do click on the like button and click on the subscribe button to be in touch with more such interesting MS Teams hack videos.